What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with TechDaily. So it's been a while since I've updated my bedroom projector setup. And the main reason for that is, well, projectors aren't always the easiest things to set up. Usually you have minor tweaks you can make to the physical position of the projector or some keystone corrections with the image. But more often than not, you sort of have to build your setup around the projector. And that's not always a great solution. But BenQ's new GV31 is the sort of projector you can set up and use literally anywhere. And its incredibly smart design allows you to project your image on basically any surface. It's easily one of the most convenient and versatile projectors I've tried yet, and trust me, I've tried a lot. BenQ was kind enough to partner with me on this video so I could test out their GV31 in pretty much every room. And while my bedroom setup definitely got an upgrade, it was super cool to use this projector in my living room, in my office, and even on the ceiling. Let me explain what's going on here. The GV31 is a totally portable projector with a really unique stand that allows you to rotate it 135 degrees up or down. So rather than twisting the tiny feet of a traditional projector or trying to angle it on a stack of books, the GV31 can be tilted and turned in a much more significant way to actually get the right angle on whatever surface you're trying to utilize. And I've seriously never seen this before. Setting this projector up is pretty fun actually, because you can plop it down, turn it on, and tilt it to hit any wall, ceiling, screen, or blank space you want to use. There's nothing more that's required other than tilting it to the angle you want. If you'd like to know the secret, the projector stand has these rails with a tiny little metal ball embedded in it, so that's how it rotates. And the edge of the projector is rubberized, which helps keep it in place. So now you know why the GV31 is so convenient and easy to set up. Let's get into the specs. The GV31 is a totally portable wireless projector with a 5800 milliamp battery inside that allows for up to 180 minutes of video playback time. Of course, you can also just plug it into the wall and power it continuously if you want. And on the topic of plugs and ports, the GV31 has quite a few you can utilize. There's a USB-A port for media stored on a flash drive, an HDMI port, a USB-C port which has a number of uses I'll talk about in a second, and an audio out port. But that's not all. If you slide open the side of the projector, you'll also find an integrated streaming stick that's tucked away and hidden inside. This is great for two reasons. Obviously, it helps keep things neat. There's no dongle hanging off the side of the projector, and you don't waste one of the ports. And it also means you get all of your favorite streaming services, apps, and other content on the projector natively. It's an Android TV user experience, so you can download whatever you want from the Google Play Store. It's very familiar and super easy to use. The GV31 ships with a dedicated remote as well, and a super nice one at that. It's big with tactile rubbery buttons. You've got all your menu controls and even keystone and focus corrections, so you can quickly adjust and reset the projector image if you need to without having to jump through a whole bunch of different menus. And actually, let's talk a little bit about the image quality, because that is the most important part of any projector. Now, the GV31 can actually autofocus every time you move it, so that's a big plus already. And you also have pretty robust keystone corrections because, well, you'll probably get creative with where you'll want to use this thing. So you'll need to straighten out the image a little bit if you're using the ceiling, for example, or have a setup that's sort of non-traditional. But the keystone and focus corrections for me work perfectly, and there was never any angle or surface or setup that I couldn't get a clear, straight picture with. The GV31 produces a 1080p image at up to 120 inches. It's a more traditional LED projector capable of 300 ANSI lumens of brightness and some 16.7 million colors. And while you'll definitely want to be using this projector in a darker room, I think it produces quite a good image, all things considered. This is sort of a mid-range projector, far better and more capable than those cheapo off-brand Amazon projectors that a lot of people default to. And that means for all sorts of content, even those higher caliber movie selections, you're going to get an image that looks great. And you can see I'm sort of working under the worst possible conditions here. The bright city lights are shining into the room. There's a light on nearby in the background. I don't even have a projector screen in here, but this thing is still doing a great job on the bare wall, giving me a bright, clear, and very colorful image. Now, what also makes the GV31 a great all-in-one projector is that it has an awesome set of speakers built in as well. There's an integrated 2.1 channel sound system with dual 4-watt mid-range tweeters and an 8-watt woofer that produces one heck of a listening experience considering this thing's small size and relative portability. And it's sort of the icing on the cake that brings the whole setup together. A few other things worth noting: that USB-C port on the side I mentioned earlier is particularly useful now if you have one of the newest iPhones. You can plug the phone directly into the projector with the USB 3.1 cable and project your content from your phone that way. You can also use the USB-C port to connect up the proper power delivery power bank and keep the projector running even longer on the go. And if you don't want to mess with the remote, there are some additional menu and volume buttons on the projector itself, so one less thing to worry about there if you just want to take only the projector with you when you're on the go. Honestly, out of all of the projectors I've tried, I don't think there's a better one that's specifically intended for all occasions than BenQ's GV31. This is the sort of projector that's purposely portable. It's portable not just because it's small or because it has a nifty little carrying loop, but because it can literally be set up easily for use anywhere on any surface at almost any angle without having to do anything more than simply tilting it in the right direction. And for at-home use, this is the sort of projector that is actually a joy to set up and start using, rather than a minor nightmare trying to get an old school one to sit just right with the proper angle. And best of all, I also think the GV31 strikes that perfect balance of image quality and features too. It's one of the best all-in-one portable projectors I've personally tried yet, and I would highly recommend it. So there you go, that's the GV31 gracing not only my bedroom setup, but pretty much every room. What do you guys think? Is this something you'd have in your own setup? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, of course. And also tell me what shows or movies you'd want to watch on this thing. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Be sure to follow TechDaily on Twitter and subscribe to the TechDaily YouTube channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys later.